Malkin is back with. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, Glenn.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I know you would. You're not the kind that would ask me for this, but I'm the kind to volunteer it. You were right.
Well,
no. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
No, I don't actually. I think that watching it all unfold is sad. I mean, it makes me mourn for our country. It makes me mourn for the lack of integrity in Washington. And I said at the beginning of our interview yesterday, Glenn, that I was going to watch, and that while I thought that there were lost opportunities, on the other hand, in the end, it ended up being a very useful thing to watch.
What was the use of it for you?
Well, I think just the painful, prolonged exposure of someone who was obviously a creepocrat, which many of us who had followed his career and many of folks out there who know about his long history. Mm-hmm. And I think this is, one of the unplumbed points that is yet to be exposed. He has had a long history of doing this. I have heard from folks who served with him in the Navy, who tried to warn people about it, and now they will be heard, I think, thanks to this, pretty much extensive and unassailable exposure of his sordid character.
Do you think how I ended the show last night is how I started the show. I said, you have to ask yourself these questions, and then you have to say, does it affect me? And I'm not interested in theoretical news. Yep. I'm only interested in the news that I can apply to make myself better or our country better.
Yes.
And I don't think this affects anyone at this point. Now it's just theoretical because I don't think they're really going to clean anything up. It's like Charlie Rangel. They're not going to clean it up. If it affects them, if it helps them, they'll clean it up. If it doesn't, they don't care.
Yeah. Well, I'll say that it affects folks to this extent. This isn't just about Eric Massa, and we know that. This is about a House Ethics Committee that is essentially a corruption-enabling cesspool and has been under both Republican and Democrat administrations. And to the extent that your audience and activists and people who care about integrity in government and returning this government to the limits and the constitutional accountability that it should have, I think that pointing to the House Ethics Committee and this shadow office of congressional ethics that was set up in the wake of the Abramoff scandals is something people can do. I mean, here you have a woman, Nancy Pelosi, who got up, wields her gavel, and then invokes her gender as some sort of sense of moral superiority, that now that a woman is in charge, we really will drain the swamp. Somebody needs to hold her accountable for those promises. And that's people who are going to be able to go to the polls in 2010 and 2012, and people who are going to be able to run office and show these creepocrats and corruptocrats how to run a clean government.
Did you hear the audio from Nancy Pelosi?
I did.
Is that when she says, play it here for me, Pat, when she says this isn't about diabetes, this is about diet, this should take the breath away from people. Listen carefully.
You've heard about the controversies within the bill, the process about the bill, one of the items. But I don't know if you have heard that it is a legislation for the future. Not just about health care for America, but about a healthier America, where preventive care is not something that you have to pay a deductible for or out of pocket. That prevention. It's about diet, not diabetes.
Stop. That is remarkable because it's all about control. This shows, again, the lies. This is about control of every aspect of your life.
It's always about power. And I think as a parallel to that, of course, you've got a First Lady, Michelle Obama, who's waging this anti-obesity campaign. And the question that you always have to ask is, what is this really about? Who is this really serving? And as I pointed out a couple of weeks ago, this is not about trimming children's waistlines. This is about a union power grab. Mm-hmm. She wants to expand the Child Nutrition Act because who does it serve the most? The purple-shirted Army of the Service Employees International Union, whose members are serving the kids in the cafeterias. It's about beefing up their membership rolls and fattening their coffers. It is always about power, particularly with these healthcare campaigns and expansions of government into the healthcare arena.
Real quick, because I'm running about 4 minutes late, but let me just ask you, does this pass? Do you think this passes? Are they going to get this through, healthcare?
There are no inevitabilities in politics. I think that's what the last year has shown. I mean, that is the purpose.
But what's your gut say?
No. My gut says no. I mean, there have been enough people who have pounded the pavements on the streets over the last year, and I think that, you know, with Obama on the road show, it really is crunch time now. You cannot depend on the House and Senate parliamentarians to stop this.
I have to tell you, you were right yesterday. I hope you're right now. Okay. Thanks a lot, Michelle.
Thanks a lot, Glenn.
We'll talk again. Bye-bye.